Well, it's we aren't necessarily sky pirates. We're more. This is transportation, and in the case of beloved Aramore here, potential safety. We have there. There's much that we're worried about.
Also, they are pirating for cause of good against other threats.
Indeed, not all
They are not
pirates are bad.
pirating the innocent people.
The captain just kind of looks around. Well, people, yes, my crew has come here to help you. And as he says my crew, he pulls in Kaja to, do that little arm hold thing to the side.
Raise a hand with a thumbs up. Yeah.
Yes, we're fighting against some others unmentionables, and we found some plans. And not to sound cliche, take me to your leader, please. About this time, you see some of them start leading the captain to the town outers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are free to kind of stick around. Do you have anyone you want to see in town, or anyone you want to do, or do you want to follow the captain?
I want to follow the captain.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think we should be here for that meeting at least,
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So, you follow the captain, who's just kind of, boastering and making comments about how lovely the town is and how new everything looks. Just the whole, this looks like it was built not too long ago. Fine craftsmanship, I'd say, to hold up this long, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Does any of you correct
to
him?
make sure it stays up for a month. Gregory just kind of smirks and doesn't say anything.
The other two do anything or no? Just let him talk.
They're a bunch of hard workers here, Captain. There's no doubt about it.
Good old-timey craftsmanship.
He's just shaking his head and rubbing his temples. It's like, oh, he's kind of insulting them, but I guess I'll just whatever.
Actually, some of the guard is like, oh, thanks, I helped build that. I didn't think I could get the aesthetic just right, the setup that I wanted, but I saw pictures in this old book my granddad found, and, well, I decided I wanted to make that house. Very well, then. That looks perfect.
See, this is what reading can do for you. Come on, kids, read a book.
Learn carpentry. Leave that cave. Build that house.
Change your name to Jesus. Then you can weird people out.
And maybe throw. That's just what they yell at you when you're throwing lightning bolts at them.
Very nice.
I love the delayed.
For that. I was waiting for that, actually. That part.
I love the delayed blast with joke grenades.
Okay.
You're kind of on fire tonight.
Okay, so
Unfortunately, it's mostly with puns.
It's all right.
All right, you walk past the which you can see some where you can obviously tell the human setup. The elvish setup is kind of more eloquent and, fancy. There's the orcish one, which looks like it's mainly set up just to be sturdy. It's a box most of the time. The Tiskrang is out by a body of water and looks a little damp. But you go...
Damn.
I think you mean dank. It's
Moist.
Dank Moist.
Waste.
Which somebody watching this may not like that word, and I don't understand why. So we're gonna say moist about
word.
5 more times. Moist.
Moist. It's a
Moist,
moist
very
settlement.
Moist.
Perhaps even glisteningly moist.
Moist. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know where the fuck we're going.
Very moist.
I've had a weird day, everybody at home. I'm sorry if this is weirding you out.
And now you all at home are having a weird day now too.
This is what they come for.
You're
The random
welcome.
bullshit. All right. So, but you walk past that with the captain and them into the cave, and you're kind of hit with, like going back home, the memories, just the smell is similar. What you saw every day for your first beginnings of your life. you saw, again here, but it looks not as lively since not many people are inside of it except for the dwarves.
That's Tarinda's stew, isn't it? That's Tarinda's stew. I can smell it from here. It's that's the parsnips, all right. Yes, yes,
Smells tasty.
yes. It's not bad.
Jesus. But yes.
Is he here? Is he here as well?
Yeah, he's working on some carpentry thing or another.
Oh, nice. He always made the nicest chairs.
He's teaching Jesus how to do carpentry.
Oh god, we're in so much trouble there. Okay, so anyways,
you object to the weirdest things, man.
Anyways, you get inside, you start going further down, and you all remember at one point or another being brought to the village elder due to the fact of some indiscretion or something you did that made some people upset.
I was mostly there defending my uncle. It was usually not usually about me.
There's a couple of times you punched a kid.
I was there.
No, that sounds unlikely.
Okay.
I was there a lot.
You're there a lot.
I'm the weak kid, man. I would lose that fight.
You're there a lot. I'm pretty sure Wyland would be there a lot after trying to hit on everything with legs.
And some things that don't.
True.
Just like, why were you seen, falling out of a second-story window, right?
Bethany was a lovely girl.
But
Everybody says so.
I was the Cares George McFly. What can I say?
Chip the bee squid.
Jesus. Okay. So, yeah, you go in and you're taken to his office area, which in all the time, especially Wyland's, this office has never changed. This man is an elf as well, but everything's always been the same. Desk is centered right where it's been with all the knickknacks every time there. Kaja and Wyland both, after numerous times in there seeing this and being, scolded at by somebody or having to defend themselves, have been able to recall exactly what's where due to the fact it always looks like it's a picture of itself. It's just it's never changes. Looks like he doesn't really touch it when he's not there. Or when he's there. He's not there, he can't touch it.
Not without a lot of magic, anyway.
Yeah, but you go in and it's a flash from the past. It's the same setup. It's the same. After months and people leaving and going outside, you expect
roll willpower to resist the wave of nostalgia.
No. You can't resist nostalgia. It hits you regardless.
Auto fail.
Unless you do like 5 exploding dice of,
All right, roll a knockdown check to not be floored by the nostalgia.
But you go inside and there's the old man. He just looking at some carving that looks like it was freshly whittled and given to him, and he's just kind of wanting it over. He looks on his desk, he looks around, looks at it again, trying to figure out where to put it. Where this new item, this new trinket.
Well, he can't put it on his desk. Then the layout of the desk won't be the same anymore.
Exactly, but he can't put it off to the side. That'd be a disgrace to the person who gave it to him as a gift.
This guy's in a real pickle.
I want to do some sort of test to try and recommend to him where it should go. You know what? I want to do empathic sense. I want to see what I can feel about his emotions in regards to this.
Okay.
Let me roll those dice.
And this is how Wyland took his first rank in Feng Shui.
Rolling. Okay.
Heck, you know what? I'm even going to spend some karma here. Hold on. I'm going to...
Oh,
Okay.
Too late. You didn't declare it.
Okay. I got it's a shitty roll anyway, so who cares?
So, you're able to sense that he's really touched by someone giving him a new item. Something a skill they picked up more likely recently with materials they've never worked with. But he's confused because, he never planned to do anything with his office. He had it set up. He's just in that
This
state
is just
of
his yelling at people desk.
exactly. Well, actually, you remember he didn't really yell at you guys that much. He did the "I'm just disappointed in you" face a lot.
Oh, that's even worse.
Exactly. The yelling happened from somebody else who brought you into his office to yell, try and prove a point. The angry teacher going to the principal to yell, or the angry parent, or the customer yelling in front of the store manager type thing.
No, say, good Lord Mayor, a gift of that level of significance to you that you clearly seem to value, it's going to have to go in a place of some prominence on your desk there. That's really the only choice.
And he's kind of distracted enough. He just, Wyland, why are you in my office again? Who did you his office?
Well, I hope that it's going to be several
Well, you
people
noticed a
going
horror
to
cult.
attack the village. Yes.
Then you just kind of see him slowly look up. You three are back?
Indeed we are.
And he just kind of gets up slowly, puts the item in the center of his desk, like where his papers usually are, and just walks towards you. My God, you boys have been gone for months. Look at you. Look at you. What happened to you, Corey?
I just pat some of the bumps on my arm and smile.
It's a very wild and interesting world out there, sir.
I would say, Kaja, why are you wearing several?
And half of an insect.
Sentimental value?
And those pants are ridiculous, Wyland.
Well,
Grigori grins widely at this point.
But he kind of does that. Imagine your
Vindication.
the grandfather coming in and getting a hug from like the grown grandkids all at one type thing. Just kind of going in, oh, my boys, it's good to see you.
And what the hell have you done to yourselves?
No, it's more of you were the only ones that really left. So the others all kind of stuck around, stayed with the town. You three left shortly before, the care was
We always
opening.
were the weird ones, though.
Yeah. I'm imagining, since you guys said you weren't really friends in the care, that Wyland put up a sign saying, looking for adventuring pals when we leave. And you two are the ones that answered.
Sounds
No, we
reasonable
met
to
in
me.
the line. We met in the line.
Yeah, but that could have been how we grouped up in the line, right? That could have been us answering his call right about then.
He's holding up like a sign, like at an airport.
We'll adventure for food.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like there's no one really going. Oh, I want to go adventuring. Everyone's like, I just want a house and eat fresh air.
Hey, fresh air is an adventure for us in this town.
Yep.
It's been quite a journey, to say the least. But we're back with a very specific purpose in mind.
I'm guessing you've heard about the attacks, and I'm guessing that's why this grinning man is here with you.
Grigori looks very surprised at that statement. It's like, you have heard of attacks already. Have they started happening?
Just one, but we read the little bit of paper and their, collections they were trying to do, and that's why Kaja's sister Iskra is trying so hard to, formulate a better town guard.
What paper and what collections?
He just pulls out the same thing you saw before of pick up slaves, money for slaves type thing that you saw on the other pirate ship.
Mm-hmm. We fear that they may be coming back. With a bit of a larger force, and And it's more than just mere slaves. There could be much more sinister aspect to what they're doing, and we don't want to see that happen to, well, anywhere, but of course, most importantly, here, our home.
Yes. Well, the good thing is, thankfully, we found in Kaja's family home some books on weaponry, and well, it's going not too well. He kind of gestures out of a small window, and you see what looks to be a large crossbow being built, a ballista-looking thing.
This reminds me of like one of those survival games where you come across a book of crafting recipes.
Essentially, and it's like it was a book that was buried deep. Kaja remembers seeing photos from it. It's one of his reasons why he was interested in learning how to fight better, become a warrior, etc. But you know, not the giant warfare, more of the personal warfare.
Yes.
So you're able to recognize what they're doing. You also recognize that a lot of them are having trouble with the idea of making a tight enough rope to be able to use to launch a giant bolt. But yeah. And it's like, yes, we were able to repel the one that came for us. Thankfully, very strong alcohol from the dwarves and good throwing arms from, well, from our brethren, Wyland. And yes, they left here. Don't know how far they got, or if they reported to anyone else, but we're trying to defend ourselves.
Well, we're not sure when they're going to be coming back, but coming back, they most certainly will. This is a rather determined lot, and odds are they won't leave until they've gotten what they want.
And the captain steps forward, and that's where I step in. And you see him pull out from his coat a scroll, like a very large, it looks like a blueprint type thing. And he just lays it down and is like, yes, while in town and learning of my new crewmen and his companions' plight of their hometown, since this is a smaller place, we were trying to procure some defenses for you. If you're willing to work with us, we're willing to work with you.
I just sort of give the mayor an encouraging nod at this, as in, yep, you can trust this guy. It's a good idea. Let's do it.
Indeed.
And the mayor just kind of turns to you three. How do you know this gentleman?
We've actually worked with him in helping to free some previously captured slaves from Europa.
Many places.
Yes, from a number of locations. He's a bit eccentric, he knows what he's doing.
He just kind of looks at you. Eccentric. That's my middle name. So yes.
My point proven.
You know, I have the feeling that that's literally his actual middle name.
I was gonna have the random generator for his last name and just yes, it was gonna be Ransa Eccentric. Let's see what it gives me.
Johnson.
Wow,
Eccentric Johnson. Oh, I need to play.
My turn.
I need to use that name in a future role-playing game. Eccentric Johnson.
Eccentric Johnson. Actually, that sounds like a great porno name.
I was gonna say if we play anything modern day, you could be whatever you do by night, by day you're a porn star with that name.
Mm-hmm.
And by even later at night, I'm a superhero, still with that same name.
They'll never guess. That your pants fall off in the middle of a fight, everybody sees you.
Oh, no.
One guy
I was like, I recognize that, Dongs.
No.
I recognize that Eccentric Johnson.
No, he's the hero that doesn't care about a secret identity. In fact, he uses it to get even more sales on his DVDs.
I'm like the Iron Man of eccentric dongs.
You're sitting there and it's like, oh, well, this one hero has a sex scandal coming about him. You're like, ha, I filmed my last scandal.
I'm immune to scandals because I upload them myself.
Clipsforsale.com. Haha. Anyways.
I mean, really, how are you going to get blackmail material against somebody like that? Honestly.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's ironclad defense.
The captain starts discussing with the mayor, and you're able to see he's got a plan of like how the town looks, the general idea, and you see him point out there are schematics for simple cannons he wants to install. He's talking about he's got some people bringing the parts if they're still willing. In fact, he's got enough to set up 2. And all he's asking for the mayor is let this be a safe haven for him and his crew in case they need.
New secret bolt hole kind of thing.
Exactly.
I mean, the slavers know this place exists, but they don't know to look for the captain here.
Exactly.
As a hideout.
It's also one of those things of like if it becomes armed or well defended enough, they'll want to avoid it.
Yeah. And sure as fuck, the other pirates
True.
he fights against don't know to expect him here.
Exactly. Most people don't know this town exists.
Also true.
So he's saying there's yes, we have enough to make 2. If you're willing to, I can send my people off and get enough for the other 3. And I'm pretty sure your boys here, especially this one, but putting up, doing this to Kaja's shoulders. Well, sit there and tell you how well of a man I am, how good of a person. He starts squeezing Kaja's
Ominous
shoulders to
silence
do
from
this.
Kaja. I love the lack of response.
He's one of the strongest men I know, if not the strongest.
And one of the randomest.
Oh, you're making me blush. You don't notice any blushing. He's just kind of doing the
Oh.
Not a lie. It's not a lie, considering who I know.
Oh, you. I mean, look at us. Look at this. Come on. Grigori flexes and just bloop, droops.
Just drops down.
The town elder. He looks at his plans like I must go over this, but do you boys give him your full-hearted endorsement?
Indeed, we do. I'm already working on an epic poem in regards to the things that I've seen this man do.
He just kind of goes to you at that.
I'll give him finger guns right back. Or actually, finger arrows. Sorry. That's not nearly as good.
It doesn't work there.
Just call it finger crossbows and
Finger crossbows.
There's gotta be some nerdy group of D&D players somewhere that has done that
No,
as their
there's none.
greeting.
Yes.
Us, we just started it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's us. We're that nerdy group.
Oh no. Anyways,
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
he just looks and is like, "What would your
Just
crew
an all
need?"
new meaning to the term hand crossbow.
There's a meeting beforehand.
I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what that was supposed to. I don't get that.
Is that a Canadian thing?
You've never heard of a hand crossbow before?
Not in a sexual sense. Like it just
Yeah.
seems like you're trying.
That's
to
why
make...
it's a new meaning.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
These plebes, I tell you. Help me
Anyways,
out here, Chris.
Well, I think I was figuring I knew where you were going, but I wanted to see if you got there. I like where you're going. I very much like where you're going.
Yeah, there you go.
so you hear the captain him discussing. Basically, he just wants see if there's a possibility for a building to be built to house his crew whenever they need to be there, and potentially helping him find a way to hide the ship if need be there.
That might take a bit of work, but I think it can be done.
Yes. I mostly just need a place for our crew to sit down and have a place where we don't have to worry about being stabbed or shot at. and potentially food.
Those are all fair requests, I think.
You just hear it's like
We can
and
handle
you-
at least two out of those three.
Mm-hmm.
starts discussing. You hear the elders like, we need to discuss this. Yes, you three, please. There's your families, your friends, your grouping. Let me and the captain discuss things at length, and I'll let you know by sundown what we decide.
Of course.
Fair enough.
All right. So, what do you guys? What do you guys go do? Who do you go see?
It's time to go party it up in town, I think. Got a lot of people to see.
Yep.
We got things to see, people to do.
See what you
Not
did there.
potentially in that order.
Exactly.
Probably the other order. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Let's start with Kaja. Kaja, what do you do?
I'm gonna go see sister and the little guard she has going.
All right. You
Time for a counter ambush.
you do some skulking around, and you're able to find where some of them are, but you notice she's not there. You actually find out just from listening that she went back to the new home. Little burrows set up near the pond.
Then I head there.
Going through,
That's, you know,
this feels a lot like it did or a lot like home did when you were down in the cave, except more open. There's actual decent amounts of water there. There's like they tried their best to recreate what they had there, but also make it better.
it's lovely.
Are your technical parents alive, or whoever raised you?
It's a woman. It would be a female. So yes.
Okay. You're able to find where she is. She's kind of in the center of it all because, taking care of all the kids.
Of
So,
course.
you're able to find her, and she just kind of looks and stares at you. Aja, is that you? Come
Oh
here.
yes, it is.
Come here, give me a hug.
There's a Kaja in there somewhere underneath all that shitting.
And chainmail, and granny cloak.
And cloak, and the cloak, and the other cloak, and the other cloak.
You start.
gladly return the hug.
All three Cloak Johnson.
She starts talking about like how much stronger you look, and oh, that big blade, that's got to be hurting your back. Wouldn't you want something smaller?
It's not usually what the girls say.
It's just my size. Literally, it's just.
That's
just
usually what they
smaller
say.
than me.
And she makes a comment about how Ishka said how handsome you're looking, but she, didn't sell it well enough. While kind of cleaning off some, smudge from your face, as the motherly types supposed to be able to do or want to
So
do.
she spat on a cloth and then rubbed it on his face.
No, just kind of.
On her apron and then did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a gift, and I'm gonna pull off the. Oh wait, I had the green one. Yeah, I'll pull off the super nice green one I had.
The granny cloak.
No, there was the. I've had 4 cloaks. I've had the super nice one we were given for the wedding.
Okay.
The one I
I
left
think
with.
I feel like this one he wasn't wearing because he didn't want it to get damaged.
No, that was just the first one. It was that one, granny cloak, armored cloak, and I'm gonna wrap that one around her and go. I brought back something for you.
You kind of see tears welching up in her eye, and she's like, "Oh, you have to tell me." And it's like just asking for the stories. At which point, I'm sure you oblige. Yes.
Of course.
You have to tell me about all the beatings you've received from monsters.
I've not gotten hurt that much. I've killed a lot of things.
That's my
And-
boy.
People.
In fact, I can imagine you're going to spin the story and like not say a horror, but you were able to. This giant hammer was swung at your head and would have surely killed you if it wasn't for your tremendous skill with the sword nowadays.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. So that's your timing. Wyland, what do you do?
I also have at least one living parent and a sibling to go and visit. the sibling is a sister of mine who I saved one of the scarves that that I was supposed to go and sell
Okay.
for what's her face. I'm going to give that to her as a gift as well. Obviously, we'll relate stories to them as as far as what I've been doing, and just inquire a thing about what's going on here in town and so on and so forth. But then I'll probably, after a couple of hours, I'm going to excuse myself and say I hate to leave you. I promise I'll be back shortly, but obviously there is one place I need to go, and then Wyland will leave and go to back into the care, which I'm assuming is still there's some things in there to the place where they would kind of whatever worked as a graveyard or a place where the dead were honored, and he'll pay a visit to the grave or the memoriam of his wife.
Whoa. Okay.
I take it that was not part of the earlier realness that I missed.
No, that was
Because
not.
that seemed to hit you out of left field.
Yeah, no, that the whole realness was a different thing. The care actually set up a mausoleum type thing where whenever someone passed, it was this large area. They would chisel in and allow the body to be placed, and their name, their whoever they were, and it would seal them up in there.
Okay.
So you're able to.
Dead wife, very nice lady.
Yes, you you get to your dead wife's tomb, and you actually notice that there are flowers placed along it, as if somebody was coming by who cared for her just as well as you did. And
Interesting.
Hopefully not exactly as well as he did.
no. It looks more like someone
That's right.
didn't do a bouquet of flowers, but like picking up flowers from the outside and occasionally putting them on there.
Oops.
Some of them are dried, some of them look fresher.
Interesting. And I wonder who did this. I'm going to make a note of that. He'll probably spend about an hour there and just kind of recount, just talking to her about what he's kind of gone through. Talk about Grigori, talk about Kaja, and just kind of, and then concerns about, obviously hopes that the village survives and everything like that. But then he'll eventually go back and kick it with the fam after that.
Yeah.
The rest of the fam, anyway.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Do you
The
mention
parts of the fam that can kick back.
Do you mention to your family about the flowers there or no?
You know what? I will actually probably at some point. I find it very unusual that there was someone else had left flowers there, which was something that hadn't happened when I was here. But that wasn't one of you, was it, by any chance?
Your sister speaks up and admits to it, talking about how, the person that actually made you happy and such, that it was horrible seeing it go because, well, she was fond of her as well.
Dear sister, you honor me with that. I appreciate that. I never asked you to do that, but I'm eternally grateful that you did. And yes, it's extremely kind of you.
Yeah. Okay. And what does Grigori end up doing during this time?
He'll go see what sort of bizarre new spells his uncle has been researching up in his weird hermetic seclusion while I've been gone.
Would your uncle have joined on the outside, or would he have stayed
Oh,
inside?
fuck no.
Okay, so he's still in his little cave area?
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
He's probably allergic to sunlight.
That's when we learn Grigori is actually a vampire.
Only as much of a vampire as the goth kids think they are.
You go in, and it very much like it was, except there's different setups for different areas. And since you can actually see the ghost, you notice that it looks like he's got a lot more residence, a spiritual residence. So he tries to set up things to make everyone feel comfortable. And since, well, you've been gone, he hasn't had anyone to talk to, so he took in the new ones and let them stay. But as you walk in, you kind of see some people, someone sitting there just kind of thumbing through what looks to be a fake book that they can. And you don't see your uncle around anywhere, so do you call out for him or no?
I'll just kind of nose around at first, see if any of the spirits react, or if they all seem to be just sort of relaxing and whatever.
So just kind of relaxing around. You notice one very familiar one though. One that just kind of looks at you, Grigori, Grigori, and it's a large troll that starts running at you.
I sort of mock, like go back and put up the shield, like as if I'm bracing for an attack against him.
And he does like a fake little punch, like and like stops right at where the shield should be, and just. I look at you. Oh, you got those blood pebbles, didn't you?
Ah, yes. It's very helpful.
Itch like crazy, don't they?
Only for first week or so.
And
your trick has been very useful to me as well.
Oh, thankful that it could come into play somehow. About the time you just hear someone say, someone from the back, and it's gonna be the same horrible accident as the troll, so fight me, anybody. I know you guys can't eat, but I made cookies.
Hey, if I'm doing a terrible Russian accent, the rest of my family has to be doing it too.
And about this time, like, you see your uncle coming out in a smock with cookies and just... Oh, please tell me
That's
you're
new.
not a ghost.
Can you see through me, uncle?
No, but the costs will be, eating these cookies all the time. Anyways, he throws them off the side, Grigori, and goes up, hugs you.
It's time for a Russian bear hug now.
I was gonna say, he does that whole, like, you don't pick up your arms fast enough, so he just kind of grabs over you and picks you up.
I fail my dex check, and it's just like, oh.
It does pop your back in a soothing way that you haven't had in months since you left.
Ooh, very nice.
I needed that. I didn't even know I needed that until it happened.
Look at you. So, you learn anything new?
Yes, many new spells while on travels.
Anything to help me pick up these cookies so no ants? As he looks down at the
Oh
cookies.
no, that is. I have not learned wizardry. No.
Damn. I mean, there's a wizard over there, but he's been dead for like how long? 50 years. Yeah, 50 years.
I
don't know
met
where he
wizard
came
who's
from.
been dead much longer than this.
Oh. How the hell did wizard help you?
He had lots of old lore lying around. I think he has been branching out.
Ah, yes. I couldn't do that. Once I die, I'm gonna try and revive myself, you know?
I suppose there is added bonus to learning such magics when you are when you are a spirit yourself.
Oh, it gives you someone to talk to, yeah. Anyways, come, my boy, come. I have food. We can talk. Tell me what is the world like? And I'm assuming for the next few hours, as well as everyone else, you just kind of sit down, talk to him. In fact, you're not too far from the mausoleum area, so at one point you see Wyland just walk across, go into it. But you're talking to your uncle. You haven't talked to in months.
Yeah.
You're talking to your troll mentor.
Plus, I don't want to
Intrude on his time.
interrupt the man who is visiting the mausoleums.
Yeah. It's just one of those things of, what the?
Well, it's not that shocking. I mean, we lived here. One is going to have deceased family members, most likely.
Yeah. And that will be...
I'll give a friendly nod in his direction, even though I know he's not looking. His back's turned to me at the moment. I'm just sort of acknowledging him spiritually.
Yes, and that will be the end of this session with family reunions all around.
Aw, that was nice.
And me and
Well-
the uncle shoot the shit and talk magic theory. And,
Well-
compare spell notes and stuff.
And horrible accents.
Yes, well, obviously.
While the troll
How
is
else
just
are we
sitting,
going to talk?
well, the troll is telling you, no, you don't do that. You just punch them.
I punch them with magic from 40 feet away.
And quite effectively.
Yes.
He starts
Just
talking.
you wait.
He starts talking
It'll
in a
get
way
better.
that reminds you of the captain of, like, you don't get that good crunch of a punch and everything as you. But anyways,
Well, I mean, Skyraider is one of my other favorite classes in this game.
I want to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and if you're new to the channel and you feel up to it, feel free to subscribe. Also, be sure to check out Dakota and Krendar. I have their links to their.
That guy and that guy and that guy.
I have links. They're all to your left, Krendar.
That guy and that guy and that guy.
And I'm above you.
And that guy.
These
Uh,
guys and then this guy.
But their links are down in the
These
description
guys.
below, or
This-
they're also in the cards here. You can find Chris over on Twitter. His link is also down below. I can't put it as a card for some reason because they don't allow me. So until they eventually allow me to put Twitter links, it's just going to be a GoFundMe page to help out fellow gamers. So I want to say, again, thanks y'all for watching. And till next time, stay awesome, guys.